Hey everybody, this is Johnny Concert, and I'm going to read an article I wrote a while back. It's called "The Band with the Best Guitar Players," and this is part one. Anyone who knows me or has read my article is well aware that I'm obsessed with screaming electric guitar. I live for the licks, the hooks, the breaks, and the riffs. I kill for power chords and heavy leads. I become emotional when I hear lush melodies. Somebody hold me. I race down the road listening to a million notes played at 100 miles an hour from Joe Satriani. But I also soar to the heavens when I hear that perfect single note being held for days, like Santana on the song Europa. It'll phase, it'll flange, just fast as flexible. Jeff Beck. I enjoy the phrase drenched in reverb when I think of Neil Young. I like to get lost in extended solos with recurring themes and motifs, a la the Allman Brothers. Flying V's are so cool looking. I think of the Schenker Brothers. I've been known to genuflect in front of Stratocasters and Les Pauls. Can you say whammy bar? 6 strings, 7 strings, whatever it takes. I'm serious about sustain. I know that distortion can be dangerous, and I love a good arpeggio in the morning. And when I hear Iron Maiden do the twin guitar leads together in harmony, swing! Because of my love of the axe, and because I have the mindset of a high school adolescent from the 80s, I love to pose silly questions about rock and roll. One of my favorite questions is, which band has had the best guitar players play for it? I know one of them would be Ozzy Osbourne. Well, Ozzy holds auditions. Every gunslinger in the county flocks just for a chance to play for the Prince of Darkness. And over the years, he has assembled quite a cast of characters. Randy Rhoads. When Ozzy went solo, his first 2 albums, Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman, featured Randy Rhoads. Previously, Randy Rhoads played with Quiet Riot. Randy was classically trained, and his style is so fluid. His guitar playing on these 2 works has been revered by experts and fans alike since they came out in the early 80s. And these albums are counted amongst the best in the history of heavy metal. Tragically, Randy died in a plane crash in 1982 while on tour. Moment of silence. When the tour resumed, ex-Gillan, that would be Ian Gillan from Deep Purple, guitar player Bernie Tormé took over the lead guitar duties. Tormé is a Stratocaster player who cites Hendrix, Beck, and Gary Moore from Thin Lizzy as his major influences. He definitely fits the bill when it comes to screaming electric guitar, but he lasted only 3 weeks on tour. Brad Gillis from Night Ranger picked up the torch from there. He continued the tour, and Ozzy released recordings from this tour on an album called Speak of the Devil. While not as praised as Rhoads by any means, anyone who can learn those songs on the fly is quite impressive. And Gillis had to learn Iommi's parts as well to play the Black Sabbath songs live. Jake E. Lee was up next. Jake appeared on the Bark the Moon and Ultimate Sin albums. Before that, Jake played with Rat and Rough Cut before enlisting with Ozzy. And later he went on to form the band Badlands. Jake is often overlooked because of the awesome power of Rhoads and Wild, but he has some major chops. Zakk Wylde took over in 1988 on the No Rest for the Wicked album. Zakk is the ultimate rocker. He's got the hair, he's got the beard, he's got the signature guitars, and he also formed the metal band Black Label Society. He's always been an excellent fit with Ozzy Osbourne. In 1995, Ozzy released the album Osmosis. This album features Wild and Joe Holmes on guitar, but Joe Holmes, who used to play for David Lee Roth, handled guitar responsibilities on the subsequent tour. Also on the album Osmosis, Steve Vai co-wrote and plays on the song My Little Man. Vai played with the legendary Frank Zappa when he was just a youngster. Then he played with Alcatraz, Diamond David Lee Roth, and Whitesnake. And of course, he has enjoyed a lengthy, successful solo career. Vai is also famous for playing on Joe Satriani's G3 tours numerous occasions. Vai's flashier than the other guys on the tour and a definite virtuoso. Before Ozzy went solo, he played for a little band you might have heard of called Black Sabbath. During that time and ever since, Tony Iommi has played guitar for Black Sabbath. When Ozzy was asked who the best guitar player he's ever worked with is, he answered Tony Iommi. Iommi is the godfather of metal, and in Johnny Concert's not so humble opinion, the best guitar player of all time. So just to recap, Rhodes, Torme, Gillis, Lee, Wild, Vai, Holmes, Iommi. A formidable cadre of serious axemen. Some of the finest in the history of music. So leave me a comment and let me know who you think the band with the best guitar players is. And keep rocking, and I'll see you out on tour. This is Johnny Concert signing off.